Hey everybody, welcome to Ellis Mowers. I appreciate y'all watching the channel as always. I've got a treat for y'all if you are into some old stuff, especially Gravely's here. So the story behind these is that there were a couple people at my church. The husband passed away unexpectedly about a year and a half ago, and the wife is now trying to get some stuff back running and whatnot again. So that she can sell off some things because they had a pretty large farm. He was into a lot of Gravely equipment, especially. He did some diesel tractors and stuff along those lines also. I don't do diesel stuff, don't have the tools for it, but I did tell her, I was like, let me see if I can get these things going for her so that she can resell them and use the money for other things. So that's how this is here. I hope y'all enjoy this. This is going to be hopefully a treat. I've got another one here too, and it's got a bush hog attachment on it, and I'll show that to y'all right after I end this clip. But this is a Gravely. I have to check the model on it, but it's got the mower attachment on it. Looks like it's maybe like a 32 or a 36 inch deck on it here. Everything's free. I've already put a battery in it. It turns over, so maybe. Do you think we need to put gas in it? I mean, they have been sitting for probably a couple of years. I was told that these were fixed and running at one point before he passed. So that is a good sign when it comes to getting them back to running and mowing condition again. So let's see what we've got here. Like I said, an older Gravely. If y'all know more about this stuff, please feel free to put it in the comments. I would love to know more about this machine. I'll give y'all a walk around, show what we got going on with it, and we're going to see if we can get this thing fired up and running and cutting again. So thank y'all again for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at ellis@ellismowers.com or at ellismowers09 on Instagram and Facebook. Hope y'all enjoy. Let's get started. So the one you'll likely see in a future video here has got a bush hog attachment on it. It's a 5665. It appears that it is older than the one that we're about to work on. This one was actually stored in a barn, so well, under a shelter beside a barn, hence all the dust and stuff. We'll get all that washed off. And you'll see that in another video. But this one we're going to work on is another Gravely. It looks rough, but y'all know these old things are just tanks. I've already freed up the two spindles in the mower deck, so hopefully those will work okay. I've got what all have we got here, y'all? I accidentally knocked off the parking brake lever here trying to get it into neutral. I had to come along these onto the trailer, and let me tell you, it was a task. These things are heavy. So he had already tubed the tires. 3 of the 4 are still good. This one right here is not, so we will have to take care of that. This is a Gravely. I can't tell the model. I guess is it a 16? Let's see. Is it a 16 on that side? Maybe it's just a 16. Y'all let me know. I'll do a little research as well. Maybe able to find a little tag here. Let's see what the tag says. Well, it says 45445. I guess this is just part in the serial number here. So 00608180 Gravely 45445. Maybe that'll give us a hint. It does have one of them old Kohler horizontals on it. I think there may be a 10 horsepower. No, it's a 16. So that the 16 indicates the horsepower. And this thing right here has got to be a heck of a machine. Got a battery for it. Group 26 battery worked fine. The tank is dry. He stored it. Either we've got a fuel leak or the tank is just dry. Either way, that's a good sign. And let me show you this too. So we've got ignition. Ooh, she wants to try and drive on me. We can't be doing that now. Neutral. Yeah, y'all wouldn't want to see this thing take off, would you? So we've got that, the off on choke. All those levers seem like they're working okay. The throttle lever is working. From what I can see, we'll check. PTO is off right now. Fuel lines appear to have been replaced at some point, so that's good. I think I'm at the point to, well, let's check the oil first too. Would hate to blow one of these things up. Wow. Yeah, there's the oil. So the oil's a little low, but it's still good. Let me get everything I need here, and we're going to see if we can fire this thing up by just simply throwing some gas in it. It would not surprise me if all it needs is gas, which would be awesome. So the hour meter says 578. I've put gas in it. There's no leaks or anything. So oil, like I said, oil's good. Got it in neutral. It's cranking over. So let's see if we can get it to start. Maybe it will. Choke is on. Throttle up. Alright. Let me get the air filter off and let's see if it'll run on starting fluid. Alright. Let's see. Choke off, throttle up. Okay. So it will. Try one or two more times here. Throttle butterfly is good. Let's see. There we go. That might have been it. Let's see. Doubtful. Okay. So, not getting fuel up to the carb. Could be a bunch of different things. Could be that it's just not getting the gas up there. Or it could just be a plug jet. You don't never know. So, let me do a little more troubleshooting. I'll see what we end up with. Little bit further investigation. This has a mechanical fuel pump on the bottom. So, we got to get fuel pumped up into the carb. And it wanted to fire, and I turned it off because I wanted y'all to hear it fire for the first time on camera and stay running. So let's see if it will. I pulled the choke up, it tried to fire. We're going to see what happens here. Let's do it. amazing. I don't know how long this thing's been sitting. Woo! Should be free. We're going to put it out here. See if the PTO will work. That thing runs like a top. That's amazing. Just a little carb adjustment. Alright, so the PTO, I don't know if it's not working or if the lever's not working properly. So we got to figure that out. Let's see, so it, I'll have to look. Let me look a little bit and I'll let y'all know. I do see the lever down there and I don't know if it just activates it or... So, I don't know if that's frozen or if the shaft is frozen or something is frozen along those lines in the middle. But we'll see. It's running and driving. That's 2/3 of the equation, right? Super cool, though. Really, really cool. So this is where the rust got to them. We've got, man, this mower deck's a little rough, but we will see what we can do with it. Hopefully nothing too crazy. You can see the belt's just in pieces. So something seized up here at some point, and I just got to figure out what's going on with it. So let me work on it some, and I'll get back to y'all. And we got frozen pulleys here which need replacing and stuff like that. I might just see if she wants to just sell it as running and driving, needing deck work, or if we want to try and get this thing really back up to 100% with the deck and everything too. So it pretty much needs everything here on the deck, and finding parts might be a little bit fun for it, but we'll see if I can find what we need for this if necessary. Might be a little bit of an adventure, but we'll see what we can do. So that's pretty much it for now on this, and once I get some parts in, I'll let y'all know, because again, I mean, it's running, so. It's pretty good. We'll see what we need to do with the deck to get that back up to snuff here as well. And I need to figure out how to take it off and all that stuff too, because that's another task I need to manage here. So the good news is the PTO is working. I've just got to figure out how to get these pulleys here and a couple of springs, because these are free. I've got a belt number right here, so, and I got a spring right here too. That's a tension spring that's broke. So we'll see what's going on. But yeah, so that's working, which is good. And it runs good too. So that's awesome. We've got a double stack pulley there. I don't know why we've got two. Oh, it kind of looks like, is it double belt? Might be. Got a lot of research to do. Woo. It ain't all about just fixing things. It's about researching a lot of times. So I'm going to research. We'll get the belts and pulleys and stuff like that we need for this, as long as she wants it fixed. I think she does. What it looks like to me is that we have two small belts here on a tension pulley, or on from the main pulley. So like this one looks a little higher than that one. So I guess we've got a belt that goes around here, and then we've got a belt that goes, so I guess it goes around here, over, etc., etc., and same deal on the other side. So we got two tension springs, pulleys, two short belts, and yeah, so we've got, let's see, numbers on all of them. I'll match the numbers up, and hopefully we'll have us a functioning mower deck here before long. Pardon the sun glare here, but 4 bolts have taken this whole deck mechanism just right off. So I'm a little concerned because these spindles seem to freeze up, and I'll have to see where the grease points on them are. I think they're under the deck. So this deck could be better. Again, it's been sitting out for a little while, so. And it's seen quite a bit of use. The belts, I don't know how old these belts are. They don't look terribly old, but I wonder if I broke them when I tried to turn on the blades here. It looks like some 1/2-inch bolts. It looks like the way to go here is to take these 1/2-inch bolts out. There's a couple of ones that go through the whole thing, the nuts. So it'll be what, 1/2-inch bolts and maybe 5/8 or 3/4 inch nuts. There's 5 of them. Let me get them off. 9/16 and 3/4 are what the bolts were, in fact. So excellent. This should allow us to take this whole body of this off right here. Let's see if we can. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Now, got full access to all this jazz, which is essentially frozen solid. Great. Gotta find another spring here. Man, this is right on the edge of not being salvageable, I think. Gotta find another return spring, which I think we can find fairly easily. And a couple of pulleys, those are frozen up. Gotta get these arms unseized. That might be a task. Might just be one of them let it sit overnight deals. I am going to see if I can get these pulleys off at least, because if I can get those off, I can go to Tractor Supply, etc. See if I can match them up with something. They kind of like generic pulleys anyways on there. And then we might wash this thing, or at least get all this junk out of it. Grease the fittings and see what we need to do. I want to see if I can get this thing pushed or over on its side. Yeah, so wow. We do have a couple of grease fittings down here. These turn okay. They could use a little bit of lubing and all that stuff. But alright, we're not going to drop this on my foot like I did earlier this year. Alright, so that's kind of the order of business here. So let me see what I can do with this stuff, and I'll let you know the progress. So look at this, guys. This is a good way to round out the day, for today at least. Got it cleaned up as good as I can. There's a little bit of a flaky rust on the top here. All these are moving. This is a little tight. There's a little opening down on the bottom of this one, so I'm trying to be careful. That's just hopefully it's not going to stress the belt out too bad. And PTO. Big deal though, as I got these freed up. These were basically frozen. That one actually ended up being easier, although it looked harder. These will slide off. Obviously, this shaft is in really bad shape. So we're not going to worry about sliding that one off, but I was able to slide this one off. And I used a combination of PB Blaster, and then this guy by the name of Dr. Tom Quigley emailed me. He didn't ask for a shout out, but I'm going to give it to him because it works. AIM Extreme Duty Lubricant. Pretty expensive, more eco-friendly because it's not an aerosol. That's kind of their gist, that it's not an aerosol, it's more eco-friendly, but it works really well. That's actually what helped free this one up more. I actually freed both of them up more than that PB Blaster. So we've got nice free moving tensioner arms now, which is great. I have the belt sitting in that package right there. I think I gotta ride up to Tractor Supply and see if I can get some good idler pulleys for this. Part of me kind of wants to just put it back together just to see if it'll run. I don't want to screw up the belts. So we're at that point. We'll come back tomorrow, see if we can get all this buttoned up, and if we can, I think we're going to be okay. I think what I'm going to do with the tires, because this one right here has gone down. I had 3 that were staying up, but just by looking at the condition of all these tires, I mean, look at this one. This one literally is falling apart. And this has one of those things where this is like a dually setup, but you can operate it with just one. So I think I'm going to let some air out of the two tires that are good, and it's just going to be a 2-wheel Gravely instead of a 4-wheel Gravely. Because realistically, with as bad as these tires are dry rotting, I know that it runs the thread of these tubes potentially not staying up on it. But it also feel like I'm going to be in a perpetual cycle of putting tubes in tires that are dry rotted and they get punctured. So I'm not going to do that, I don't think. We're just going to turn this into a 2-wheel unit. And because, like, landscaper ain't going to buy this to use it every day. Somebody who appreciates these things is who's going to buy this. So that's kind of where I'm at. They're not going to be in perfect condition. They're going to be in working condition. But the buyer is going to have to understand that they're going to have to keep up with some maintenance and stuff because these things are old. And they will run forever, but you got to maintain them, especially at the age that they are. I'm going to do my best to help that out. So tomorrow we're going to come back and we're going to put on these pulleys. Maybe I can find some. Like I said, I might ride up to Tractor Supply and find some. I may attempt to put tubes in these 2 tires, but I just really feel like it's a lost cause. Catch you then. Well, back together now. Really not that bad of a deal. It is a double stack pulley on the PTO main pulley. I kind of mock these up first with the tension pulley and the spindle. Put the springs on one side, the side where the tension pulleys are, and then put this plate back on, put the belts in their corresponding areas, and then I use the leverage of the spindle to get the belts fully on. Then I took the spring and tightened the tension pulleys here. Everything is moving freely. It's locked in right now because of the shaft on the PTO. But we'll see. Let's see. It may just be on. It should spin freely, I would think, but it may be locked in the on position. We'll find out here in just a second. All things considered, sorry, I'm out of breath. That was moving around a mower that you'll see on the channel here before long earlier today, pulling it out of the woods. Anyways, let me get y'all on the tripod, see if this thing will crank up, and see if this thing will spin the blades around. Spring or something wedged in that left axle. Sometimes it gets caught on that. I'm going to try and just engage it slowly. That way, hopefully, if there's some snag, it's not going to break the belts off. Might be about out of gas. Let's see. Yeah. That's good to see. I'm going to put some gas in it. Y'all saw it spinning. And I'm what I'm going to do, because y'all need to be put on the charger, get those 2 tires off. I'm going to turn this into a 2 tire, let some air out of those other 2 tires, hopefully to preserve the tubes a little bit, and we'll give this thing a final run. I think we're done, believe it or not. I'm excited, y'all. It was looking kind of bleak whenever I started rebuilding this deck, but I think we got something. So thumbs up. Forgot the last thing that needs to happen on this thing. I do want to show you these tires. One of these tires that took off. I mean, the side is like that, but check this out. Where is it? I mean, it's literally falling apart. So that tire ain't no good no more. I let some air out of this tire, hopefully to relieve the pressure on the tube. This side, though, I do have a little friend that I found. A little woolly worm. Have a woolly worm festival here in North Carolina in the mountains. Found one right here in my backyard. This is either a 1 1/16 or a 1 1/8. And I don't have the ability to get that off. I do need to get this off because it's got I guess it's like a drum brake on this. And there's a spring hanging out the back here. And it's causing drive issues. So I do need to get that going. May just take that spring out. I think it doesn't have any impact on the drive. I think it just has an impact on the brake a little bit. And we still got one brake on here. Either way, like I said, that's all back together. So we're going to put that woolly worm back in a natural habitat. And I got to go get a socket because I do not have a 1 1/8 socket. I'll probably get a 1 1/16 and a 1 1/8 while I'm at it. Or I can take the nut off the other side. I'll probably just take that with me to Lowe's, get the correct socket. So, yeah, either way, that's about all that's left. And I'll finish all that good stuff up. And we'll be done pretty soon, I think. How about that? There we go. I don't know about the longevity of the belts, but everything does work on it. I probably would recommend whoever had it to idle it down before they, so that they don't shock the belts. That's unbelievable. I really didn't think I'd be able to save that deck. Like I said, I would probably prefer whoever had this to do that wisely, because really cool though. I'm really excited that that fixed it. Like I said, I don't know the longevity of the belts. I do know that I could get it back in working order. That's honestly about as good as I can get it. So just wanted to show that to y'all before I forgot about it. Here it is, done in all its glory. Surprised at how well this came out. This is the one that was sitting outside. have another one that you'll be seeing on the channel pretty soon that y'all saw at the beginning of the video. I got that one finished first. It actually was in better condition than this one, sitting in 3 inches of dirt when I first picked it up. I learned that this is a Gravely Professional 16 or Gravely 16 Professional. All the markings and stuff are off of it. And we've taken the dually wheels off. These tires are in really bad shape. I'm hoping they'll hold on at least for a little while longer. But we got the sulky on the back too. We'll do a little tour around. Cleaned up pretty nicely. The right side transmission was leaking because the drain plug wasn't tight, and then on the left side the actual drum brake spring was broke. I just took it off for all intents and purposes. If somebody's going to get that nitpicky over this, then they don't really need to be buying this. They may buy it to use it, they may buy it to just as a novelty item. I don't know if it's a cult following, but there's definitely a following for these things. So let me hop on this thing, and we'll take it for a quick little drive up the driveway with the sulky attachment on the back. Just have a little fun, and we'll wrap this video up. Know she's a good runner when it'll idle that low. That's what happens when we have original parts and stuff on it. Like I said, tires are little to be desired. Y'all can see that I probably have a little bit of work to do when it comes to riding one of these sulkies. Never have done it before. And man, this thing's run good ever since I got it. So low range, all that good stuff. It might pop out the muffler here. Nope, it did once. So there it is, guys. I'll get everything set up and we'll wrap this video up. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. A lot different from the norm around here, so pretty cool. All right, there it is. Gravely 16 Professional. Got it all done, and it looks really good, actually. Really skeptical as to how well this one was going to turn out since it had been sitting outside for a little while, but really happy with how it turned out. We basically rebuilt the entire deck on it. Got everything unstuck, put new belts on it. I probably ran the deck for maybe 10 minutes or so, everything seems to be holding just fine so far. I'm just a little bit concerned about the initial jarring whenever you put it on the first time after you haven't run it for a little while, just because those main spindles are a little bit tight, especially one side. I think it has a little bitty pinhole in the grease, so the grease housing, the mandrel, whatever you want to call it, and having a little bit of issue with that, making it a little bit tight. I think it may have got a little bit of moisture in there, but either way, this thing, we brought it back from putting it on the trailer in a come along to essentially putting gas in it and a battery, and it starting right up for us after we got the fuel pump and everything primed. I did have to put an upper fuel line on it. It did leak after I had it, after it introduced gas to that old line. The other lines are hard, and I think they may have a metal inside in them, and they're holding just fine. So, got the sulky attachment. Somebody's really going to appreciate this. This isn't really my speed nor my style, but broadening my horizons to get especially these old Kohlers and stuff going is just something that I like adding to the repertoire, the arsenal, whatever you want to call it. Nothing that I would ever have any desire to keep, though. But somebody out there who appreciates old Graveleys is really going to enjoy this one. And they're really going to enjoy the second one that you're going to see coming up here on the next video on the channel. And I really do hope you enjoyed it. And I appreciate y'all watching as always. Remember, if you have any questions for me, I can do my best to answer them. You can reach out to me at Ellis at ellismowers.com or at Ellis Mowers on Instagram and Facebook. And I will catch y'all on the next repair video. See you then.